Conservative columnist Eric Erickson with The Resurgent is also concerned and wrote an opinion piece called "The Left Tries to Ban Christianity in Texas." And he joins us now. Eric, thanks so much for coming on today.
Thanks for having me.
So Republicans outnumber both Democrats in both Texas chambers. But if these bills passed, how might they play out for people of faith?
Well, in particular, they want to exempt initially nonprofit Christian organizations and go after for-profit Christian businesses. That is, small family associations, small businesses that identify as Christian, essentially the butchers, the bakers, the photographers, the florists, requiring them to serve gay marriages, to honor transition ceremonies for the transgendered community, and even some private schools that operate on a for-profit basis in Texas would be affected by this and be required to change. Additionally, any Christian businessman who is a contractor with the state of Texas would be required to have and affirm transgender policies and support and pay for the surgeries on their insurance plans of any transgendered person, whether the owner of the business wants to or not.
Well, Aberystwyth University is just the latest in a string of cases when the Bible has fallen prey to multiculturalism across Europe. So one of Britain's largest hotel chains actually decided to remove all of its Bibles from its hotel rooms in order not to discriminate any religion at all. Well, the words Jesus and Christ have been banned as offensive by Marks and Spencer's on its online gift messages. The retailer later had to apologise. Ben Harris-Quinney, who is a founder of a conservative think tank, thinks such cases could mark some serious consequences for the country as a whole.
All right, Travis, talk to me about this bill. This is essentially criminalizing religious beliefs. And I don't mean to speak in hyperbole here, but if this bill were to pass, would this prohibit the sale of the Bible that teaches these things about sexual morality?
Well, literally, according to how this law is written, yes, it would. This is, PC culture, politically correct culture, gone horribly awry. This is really directly hitting at our First Amendment rights as American citizens. Now the Democrat legislators in this building right behind me, the California State Legislature, they want to tell you how to think, what sort of books that you can read, write, and purchase. It is completely wrong. It is absolutely against our First Amendment rights. And I, for one, will be a vocal opponent against this if it ever hits the Assembly floor.
Right. I mean, some of the phrasing here, I read it in the introduction. I want to read it again. They say this includes efforts to change behaviors. I mean, that is the role of parents, to guide their children's behaviors. If they are not allowed to guide their children's behaviors with their religious beliefs, then what rights do parents even have in the state of California?
Which is exactly right. I mean, this is what the Democrats are trying to do in California. This is how bad it's gotten, how far away the California Democrat Party's actually gotten away from even just normal Democrats here in the state of California. They want to tell people how to think, what sort of books they can read, what books they can't read. Remember, this country is founded upon the freedom of expression. And now the California Democrats want to take even that away.
Right, and tell me, I mean, you're in the Assembly, you work with these people, I know you respect your colleagues, but who is behind this?
It was the day school children took over the streets of power. What was supposed to be a contained climate protest by Parliament spilled over, fueled by social media, and became a takeover.
Today, here at the Vatican, the two began with a friendly handshake. The Pope gave the president a copy of his encyclical, where he makes a passionate case to fight climate change.
I'll be reading them.
At meetings today, the Vatican urged the president not to drop out of the Paris Accord on climate change. And the president promised to consider the Pope's request. And right before...
The steady rise in ocean waters will ultimately determine how long people can live so close to the shores.
The final call to save the world from climate catastrophe.
We hear about climate change all the time.
Oh my God.
We see it happening in the form of more extreme weather events and their deadly...